Hey guys, it's Victoria, and I was just watching Brittany from Sharing Our Life's tag called the stay-at-home mom / working mom tag. So there's questions for stay-at-home moms and questions for working moms. And one of the things I said I wanted to do more of in 2016 was tag videos, and this seemed like a good one. So I will put Brittany's video below, and I'll put the questions below as well. Okay, so I will get started. So the general questions, number one, are you a stay-at-home mom or a working mom? I am a stay-at-home mom. Number two, what made you come to that decision? Sort of a long story. Once I had my son, I was actually self-employed. I co-owned an event planning company, and I was doing that full-time before he was born, but I was also working, and I had been laid off from that job. So I had continued on with the business when I had my son, and so I was a stay-at-home mom, but I guess in a sense I was still a working mom, but I was, I guess, a work-at-home mom. So after my maternity leave was up with him, like my paid maternity leave, I decided to just continue to stay at home with him while working on my business at the same time. Was your mom a stay-at-home mom or a working mom? My mom was a working mom. She was a teacher. My husband's mom was a stay-at-home mom. How old are your children? I have 3 kids. My oldest, Noah, is almost 6, and my middle child, Alexandria, is 3, and the baby is almost 1. Are you part of any mom groups or play groups? I am. I actually sort of host a play group that we have at my house every, once a month, every 6 weeks or so. And then some of the other moms in that will host at their homes as well. It's just an informal group of moms that are mostly on maternity leave. I think I may be the only stay-at-home mom in the group. So I'm going to be really sad when all those other moms go back to work. I'm also a part of a play group that takes place at a local church. I used to go regularly, but then with naps and preschool and stuff interfering, we haven't been going. But now Lydia has stopped napping in the morning, so I'm hoping to get back to that. So those are the basic ones that we go to. I've gone to other ones over the years, and I've always had really good experiences at the various play groups in our city. So then I'll jump down to the stay-at-home mom questions. Did you always know you wanted to be a stay-at-home mom? No, I definitely thought I would be a working mom. It was what I knew. When I was younger, had a job or jobs that I really loved and expected I would want to go back to them. And I sort of had visions of, climbing the corporate ladder and all of that. And that was the direction I was headed until I ended up, not to get too deep into it, but I ended up in a job that wasn't a good fit for me. And then I had left that job when I started my own business. I had gone back to work on a 6-month contract. And like I said, I got laid off from that. And once I had my son, I couldn't imagine leaving him with anyone else. And I guess I didn't have that career at the time that I was so passionate about that I wanted to go back to. And I was lucky for the first few years that I was able to work at the same time as being home. How long do you plan to stay at home? Probably until the baby starts school. Ideally, I would like to go back in some sort of part-time capacity so I could still be home after school for them. But I know those positions are pretty hard to come by, so we'll see how it goes when the time comes. That's something that I think about a lot, and I'm very nervous about. Did you go to school before becoming a stay-at-home parent? Yes, I have a business degree from university. If you worked before having children, do you miss it? No, I really don't. Even when I ran my business, it was something that I absolutely loved. It was a passion. I was very good at it. Our company was very successful. We grew and grew almost to the point where it was too much for what we wanted, and we weren't able to really commit full-time to that or full-time to being parents, as my business partner also had a young family. So that was when we decided it was time to step back from the business and focus on different things. My business partner, she went back to work and I stayed home. But I don't really miss it. I do work, I should say, very, very part-time, like very part-time for another event planner in the city. and actually a couple of them, but one in particular. So I do get out enough to sort of satisfy that thirst. And I have, lots of social things that I do to try and keep that part of my mind active and to not get too lonely and isolated being home all the time. What was your job or career before you became a mom? So, like I said, event planning, and when I had outside of the home jobs, it was in marketing. What does your partner do for work? My husband is an engineer. Do you have a daily routine or just go with the flow day by day? Well, a bit of both. I mean, our meals are routine and naps are very routine. But as for what we do during the day, that's just depends. Alexandria has preschool a couple days. Sometimes we'll go to different play groups or have play dates, or we'll just try to get out to the park or out for walks. We do a lot more out in the summer than we do right now in the winter. Do you keep up with the housework, or is it shared with your husband, partner? Both. I say I do the bulk of it because I'm here. So, as far as dishes and vacuuming and things like that, I do that while I'm home. But when he's here, it's very 50-50. I usually make dinner and then he'll clean up. I'm out a lot in the evenings, so he looks after, bedtimes and tidying up at the end of the day a lot. But the bulk of it is me because I'm the one who's here. Do you do anything on the side to earn extra money? If so, what? Just what I was saying about working very, very casually. It doesn't really bring in any money that makes any difference, but I usually put it away, and we're actually saving for a trip someday. What is the one thing you love about being a stay-at-home mom? Being able to be the one who sees all the little moments with my kids. Like, I'll just be sitting there watching them sometimes, and just the little facial expressions and the little, when they're talking to themselves, playing, and just those little tiny things that I get to see every day are the things that are just so special. And being able to, be the one to take them to different things and to experience all of that with them. That's what I love the most. And one thing you hate about being a stay-at-home mom? I wouldn't say there's anything I hate, but it's the hardest job I've ever done, for sure. It's nonstop. And I always say this to my husband, when you are working outside the home and then you come home, sure, you're working the same amount of hours, but you get at least a change. Like, my day starts in the morning and goes to night, and there's no break, like, as far as switching over duties. It just continues right through. So, the monotony of it can be overwhelming sometimes when you just think of every day having to do the same thing and there's not really much change to it. So that's something that you have to, be creative and think outside the box and reach out to people to try to set up play dates and go out to play groups and things, even if it's sort of outside of your comfort zone, and things like that, to try and change up the day and keep things new and interesting and fun for the kids, but more for me than anything. So that's the stay-at-home mom tag. I will put the questions below as well, and if you want to do this tag, you go ahead and share your link below and I will check that out. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.